Still plenty of signs here in Macungie of the flooding that hit the town earlier this week. For example, you see this bridge here off Main Street is still closed to traffic.
I spoke with the police chief here just a little while ago, and he's not releasing any information just yet because he says his team is still trying to piece together exactly what happened here tonight. Here's what we can tell you so far.
Police tell me they're expecting to learn more in the coming days about what started this fire.
They're rebuilding these frontage roads so they can eventually widen I-94 and make way for the $10 billion Foxconn plant.
What we did see were a lot of signs asking people to put their masks on. What we didn't see were a lot of masks.
Some of it is as big as maybe even a quarter, close to it. It's stopped for now. We've got mostly light rain falling, heavier in spurts.
Queens Court here in Easton has a couple different bars and restaurants where people can normally come to blow off some steam. Last night, police were called here for a fight, which turned into something much worse.
This search warrant reveals new details of just how that crash happened. You can tell by the waves behind me here on Lake Michigan that it is not exactly the most pleasant day to be out in the elements. He tried to get me to go on it. He tried to get me to, but I'm wearing these high heels and I was afraid to try it.
Take off the heels. Uh-oh. Oh, this makes me nervous.
Bingo, help
oh,
her.
My goodness. Somebody hold her.
Julie!
Nailed it.
You can see it coming in from the basement steps.
Deadly tropical storm Isaias sent this water rushing through Debbie Larimer's basement.
It just was unbelievable.
Larimer, in a wheelchair, had no idea what would come next or how she would escape if she needed to.
Debris and lawn chairs were just floating through our yard, and we could see the devastation of our neighbor. In fact, our neighbor got pinned in his garage by the floodwaters.
I sat up where that white bucket is on the workbench. I sat there for an hour and a half until the water started going back down.
John Fenstermaker, Debbie's neighbor on Main Street, said the water rushed so fast through his garage, he was scared the current would sweep him away. As frightening as that sounds, he says it's the task he's facing now, rebuilding his home, that feels insurmountable.
I've just lost the work, so I gotta walk away.
So how do you even begin to recover from a storm as devastating as this one? With a little help from your friends. Dozens of volunteers spent their Saturday helping out the people here on Main Street.
The community spirit and just knowing that help is available makes a big difference.
For more than 8 hours on Saturday, people shoveled, scraped, and squeegeed the water out of their neighbors' homes. For Debbie Larimer, a single mom, this act of kindness meant everything.
And with Corona and everything, I don't know who I would have called, but I just really appreciate that help came.
Yeah, Michelle, we're standing on Holton Street, just a few blocks south of Capitol Drive, where police have just opened up the intersection of Holton and Vienna after shutting it down for several hours this morning for this investigation. Now, we don't know a lot yet, but here's what we can show you. When this bus moves out of the way, you'll see this Nissan Altima here on the corner riddled with bullet holes and what appears to be evidence markers next to those holes, which suggest that those are from this morning's investigation and relevant to the investigation. Now, we do not know how they got there. Milwaukee police who are investigating this tell us they're looking for a suspect, but what that suspect is wanted for, we can't confirm just yet. And I'm just learning now in my ear they have confirmed this was in fact an officer-involved shooting here on the corner of Holton Street and Vienna, or the north side of Milwaukee. Now, we are yet to learn more details. We'll be hearing those details from the Shorewood Police Chief, as Shorewood is handling all of the information in this case. But again, just learning, just confirmed, this was in fact an officer-involved shooting here on the corner of Holton and Vienna. Back to you guys. These homes are getting power washed with dish soap to wash off coal dust coming over from the Oak Creek power plant. But the people who live in these homes and say that coal dust is causing them health problems, well, they say this cleanup is just adding to one big mess. Power washers are blasting off coal dust on at least 40 houses in Oak Creek on Thursday.
It happened between 4 and 5:30 yesterday. We got it. This is how we know what's going on.
Greg Millard, who has lived here for 17 years, keeps this water bowl on his lawn to collect coal dust particles. It's one way for him to try and prove to the We Energies power plant that their coal pile continuously contaminates the air he and his family breathe.
The wife's got asthma. She's been so bad, we thought we were going to call ambulance a couple times.
We Energy says the recent cold problems are residual from an incident at the plant earlier this month, and that they've taken measures to prevent the coal dust from spreading. But Millard and his neighbors say they continuously experience problems.
And we go again. Black coal dust.
Michelle Jeske made 2 YouTube videos showing her cleaning off a table in her yard, only to have it covered with the black dust again less than 12 hours later. We Energy's hired Central Wisconsin window cleaning to do the work. Their general manager tells us We Energy said to come in and clean up the coal dust, but didn't specify if the problem was an ongoing one.
We are finding a residue, which we believe to be a coal that has been excreted from over there at We Energies.
Millard says he's glad We Energies is taking this first step, doing the cleaning, but they want answers.
Nobody wants to go up against We Energies. My dad told me stand up for what you believe in.
Go and tell it. This year, the joy of Christmas isn't canceled. The Bach Choir of Bethlehem is going to great lengths to continue its traditional Christmas concert.
Again, that was a good job.
In socially distanced style.
There's a tremendous amount of planning.
Chalk marked the spot where the 66 performers will stand outside with 12 feet between rows and 10 feet between singers side to side. For Bridget George, the choir's executive director, it is worth all of the extra effort. This year, she says, people need the holiday spirit.
I think they want to feel that same sense of the spirit of Christmas that they feel every year. Everything is so abnormal and uncertain.
It's going to be a real task of their professionalism.
At Sunday's rehearsal, recording engineer John Baker tried to figure out how he'll best share the sounds of the choir's voices.
In the correct pandemic social distancing, how it will work and happen, none of us know.
Broadcasting the live-streamed event will pose technical challenges, of course, and the outdoor venue brings even more uncertainty.
And the wind.
Yes,
and wind is a factor, a huge factor.
But for the choir to join all those other events our area saw canceled or postponed this year wasn't an option.
We're the Bach Choir of Bethlehem. This is Bethlehem, the Christmas city.
Julie Parise, 69 News.